Poppy makes a DIY snow globe. For this you will be needing small figurines like a Santa or trees, jars in various sizes, distilled water, glycerin, glitters and or sequins, and a glue gun. Hey there and welcome or maybe even welcome back. It is almost Christmas and I've been seeing all these cute DIY snow globes all over the internet. And since my brother loves snow globes, I thought I should give it a try. So before we get started, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you'll never want to miss a thing again. Give the video a thumbs up and follow me on other social media. So first things first, plug in your glue gun so it can warm up. If you have never used a glue gun before, or if you're not allowed to, please ask an adult to help you. Lay something under the glue gun and the jars. For the jars, I used my cutting mat, and for the glue gun, I used a piece of baking paper. This way, you'll protect the surface you're working on. I am mainly using Christmas-related figurines, and before gluing them on, I'm just going to fit it to the lid to see what works. I also have this Minion figure, which is actually a pencil topper. Because he's a bit small, I'm going to give him some height with an old bottle cap. And for the last jar, a small tree, which is not a good idea, but you'll see why later. First, I'm going to start with the big jar. Glue the figurine onto the inside of the lid with a good dollop of glue and set aside to dry. With this jar, I took all of the wire off, so the jar and the lid were separate. The lid had this rubber band which I glued to the lid. I then took the bottle cap and glued it onto the inside of the lid to give the minion who is going to be glued on top more height. I really don't recommend making this small jar the way I did, but I will show you what I did. I figured I don't have to take off all the wire if I just use a small enough tree, which I did. Also, I forgot to glue the rubber band to the lid. Once you've let everything dry and harden, the next step is to fill the jars with water, glycerin, and glitters. I added a bit of the distilled water next some sequins and glitters, which were both a bit too much. You really don't need to overdo it. A few good shakes of glitter will suffice. Add a little of the glycerin. The glycerin will make the glitters and sequins fall slower. And almost top the jar off with the distilled water. Take your glue gun and add some glue onto the edge of the jar and carefully place the lid back onto the jar. Add some more glue on the outside of the jar to seal it off and set aside to dry. So in the next one, I'm going to speed up a bit because you really don't need to know this, but I want to show you in the end why this one did not work out. Over to the Minion globe. Add some distilled water and way less glitters and sequins than I did. Throw in some sequins and the rest is just the same. Add a bit of the glycerin and nearly top the jar off with the distilled water. And glue the lid back onto the jar, unless... So, when I placed the lid back onto the jar, I could not see the minion at all. That is why I told you don't use as much glitter as I did. My tip to you is place the lid back before you glue it onto the jar. This way you will be able to tell if you use too much glitter and adjust if necessary. Anyways, it became quite messy and I highly recommend to first check if you didn't use too much glitter. Now that the glitter issue has been fixed, I was on the final step, covering the glue on the outside. This is also not really a recommendation. I'm using bacon twine where I really should have used a nice ribbon. It wasn't too bad on the larger though, but my advice, please use a pretty ribbon. I set them aside, lit up, to let them dry for at least 12 hours. And this is what they turn out to be. First up, this small snow globe. This is not what I wanted. I should have used a bigger tree, way less, and just about 2 or 3 colors of glitters. No, that's a no. Next, the Minion snow globe. I'm still indecisive about that one. I probably should have used another bottle cap to give it more height. The glitters are okay once I took over half of them out, so that's an okay for me. And lastly, the larger snow globe. This actually turned out to be quite okay. The height is good and also the amount of glitters. That's a yes for me. So please take my advice, use big jars and figurines which are about the same size. Don't overdo the glitters and use a ribbon to hide the glue on the outside. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did and have fun making your own snow globe. For more ideas and free printables, please visit my blog poppymac.blogspot.com. If you have any ideas or requests on what I should make or bake next time, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow me on other social media like Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching and see you next time.